Hello everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Player Career Mode. Today we have episode number 2 coming your way, where we'll be making our full debut for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. But before we get started with this episode, I just want to say a massive thank you for all of the support on the first episode, all of the likes, the comments, and everything like that. It's really cool to see, and I appreciate every single one that you guys leave me, so a massive thank you for that. If you can keep the support up today as well, that would be fantastic. To catch you up with what you may have missed if you did miss the first episode, if you haven't, of course, you already know all this, but we played the pre-season tour. We had a great first game. We assisted Alcacer's goal. Then after that, it was a bit hit and miss. We played against Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, lost both games, and didn't really do too much. So since that, we have actually been loan listed, which means we could potentially leave the club on loan at some point today, but we don't know yet. We've not had an offer from any other club to try and take us out on loan. So until that happens, we are very much still a Borussia Dortmund player. And so much so that the team selection for our first game in the Bundesliga looks very bleak indeed. I don't know why, but it's still a thing. It affects normal career mode. It affects player career mode for some bizarre reason. Your manager will pick not a very good team in some games, and that's happened again here. We've got 6 non-first teamers in the team, might even be 7. When you compare it to the team that should be playing, all of the rest of the players are fit. I showed you last episode, Brandt, Royce, you've got the likes of Delaney and Witsel, and these guys aren't playing. So I don't really know what's going on with that one, but we're just going to have to try our hardest to give the team the best performance we can and try and pick up 3 points in today's episode. Because of the strange team selection for this first game, we're going to be putting the difficulty down to Legendary. We had it on Ultimate, of course, for that first episode. I might go back to it depending on how it goes, but the fact of the matter is that this team right here is going to struggle, I think, in this game. And not only is it our Bundesliga debut, but it's also our home debut as well, so a chance for our fans to see what we can do here in this one. And also a chance as well to impress anybody else in terms of clubs that might want to take us out on loan, because they saw what we could do in the pre-season tour, but now they can see what we can do in the Bundesliga. We're 16 minutes in here, and there's a free kick to Augsburg. I'm going to try my hardest to stay in position today, because I was pretty bad at that in the first episode, as that one should be cleared away. And the problem is as well, we're going to have to try and carry our team forward and create chances, but it's very hard to do when you're not high rated, as there is a chance to break away down the left-hand side. Pretty slow at the moment, though, so I'm going to have to try and find a pass. Surely a free kick, ref. Thank you. Here is Bakir. Finds the ball towards as I turn. Give it back towards him. Now here's Alcacer. Back towards Bakir. And it's a good shot that required the attention of the goalkeeper as he's pushed it behind for a Dortmund corner. Some of the early stages of this game, we've done all right so far, considering the team selection. And that's a very good save from the goalkeeper. 26 minutes in. Corner ball. Can we make anything of this? Alcacer's taking it. Don't really know why, as that ball's there to be won. We're going to try and win the header, which we did. But we actually sent it towards our opponents rather than anybody in a yellow shirt. So, not ideal, but still, we have possession. And it's, again, a chance to build another attack. Yeah, I've got to give credit where it's due. We've been the better team from this one, but we haven't really looked too good going forward. And I don't think it's going to be long into the second half before we start to see some of the familiar faces in this Dortmund team. But remember, we can only make 3 subs. So, yeah, we can only bring 3 of the first teamers on. And that is, of course, if they're on the bench as well. But at the moment, it's 0-0. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the second half. Alcacer keeps dropping a little bit deeper, but that's a nice 1-2 with him. And we might get our first shot of our career. We do. Surely a rebound goal. Oh, he's missed it. Alcacer's missed it. I'm going to be honest, I should have scored. I should have scored the finish in the first place. But it's a good save from the keeper. And out of all the players you want the second chance to fall to, it's that man there, Alcacer, and he just could not finish it. Should have been Dortmund 1, Augsburg 0. I should have scored, I'm going to be honest. I'll hold my hands up and say that. I should have finished that chance off. But at the same time, open goal for Alcacer, and he should have scored as well. The first Dortmund change has now come through, and it's Thorgan Hazard who's come on. So a familiar face in him as that ball's in towards the box, not cleared, and Dwight Gale sends a shot just narrowly wide of the bottom corner. He's also just come on at the same time that Thorgan Hazard has. And that was very, very close from Dwight Gale to giving Augsburg the lead. But still, it remains 0-0. Witsel's now on as well, so that's 2 changes. And now we're beginning to see some of the familiar faces back into the lineup, which is good. But they should be starting, man. They shouldn't be on the bench. They are on, and can we find the goal? But this is great as Leo Jaber's in for Augsburg, surely! And it's a good save, actually, by our goalkeeper. I gave him absolutely no chance when I saw Leo Jaber in. I honestly didn't, and that's a fantastic save. 10 minutes to play. Witsel finds us with the ball. We've got it under control. There's Alcacer in again. Oh, and he should have done better. How many opportunities do we want in the game? On the turn, the left foot, and he didn't even hit the target. He's not had a great game, if I'm being honest with you, Alcacer, today. Especially when you consider that he's one of the more experienced players in this Dortmund team when we started the game off. He's had a few chances to find the back of the net, and he was unable to do it. Witsel wins possession back really well, though. There's Hazard in towards us. As I've now got possession, Hazard continues. I couldn't find him with a return pass, but we've got it still. As we turn on the left foot, surely! Straight to the keeper. No! That's what I mean. I'm such a low rating that I can't finish these chances. Last minute of play now then, and it looks like we're going to be a stalemate here at the Signal Iduna Park. 0-0 the score, and honestly, it shouldn't have been. We've had chances to see this one out, even with the team selection, and we should have got the 3 points here. But Alcacer didn't have his best game in front of goal. I certainly didn't. And ultimately, we've only got a point here. We've skipped a couple of days, and we've now got our next game against Cologne, and still no loan offer coming in for us. But again, team selection-wise, it's pretty much the same 11, and there's no reason this time for this to happen. So, yeah, we're going with exactly the same team, it looks like. Again, I'm going to drop it down to Legendary until this, either I feel it's too easy, or until this team selection sorts itself out, because it's just, honestly, how can you release a game like this? How? I'm gonna not get into that, but let's move into this game anyway. As always, try our hardest. Cologne are going to be a difficult opponent away from home, but the way we played against Augsburg, we could have won that one. We need to try and win this one if we can. Otherwise, that's going to be a pretty bad start to the season, I do have to say. Let's get into it. Here we are already looking for a chance. Alcacer's in. He might be offside. There's the finish. He is offside. 5 minutes in, we have the ball in the back of the net. We assisted it, but how close is this? Well, his right foot is offside by a fair margin, so that's fair enough. I should have released the ball sooner, but we need him to have a better time in front of goal today than he did in that first game, for sure, if we are to get anything out of this one. Modeste on the other side for Cologne is one of their players to watch, as we are now up in the attacking area again. So we're back here. Great footwork, but he just can't get through the last defender. And how long are we going to have to wait for the changes for Dortmund to come through? Will it be the second half again? Will we run out of time to make the difference? There's some nice possession play for us here, but can we find a final touch to the move? As that's a nice ball in towards my feet. I'm forced backwards though, because again, Cologne sat on the edge of their area. That's a nice ball through to Alcacer, and his shot comes in, which Horn will save it. It's still in play, and it's not going to work out just yet, but Bakir's ball, or Bakir's back heel in towards us, is cleared away, and Alcacer has a small sight of goal after he finished off the one that was offside. Can we find the breakthrough? Alcacer's ball towards Bakir. Bakir needs to send it through. He's done that, but where's Alcacer in the box? Got no one to aim at here if he stays there. There's the pass. There's the shot. Horn saves it. A fantastic save as well. Alcacer has it, but he can't find the finish. I believe he was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But you've got to be scoring that. Maybe one of the better players in the Dortmund team would have finished that off, and that's what I'm talking about the chances. That falls to a non-first teamer. If that's a Marco Reus or a Hazard, that's 1-0. Here is Moro towards Modeste, and he's turned, and he's going to look back for the ball through. Moro's in! Cologne 1, Dortmund 0 after 65 minutes. And I have no words as to the reason why this is. At the end of the day, this is what you get if you pick the teams like this. Modeste's ball, Moro finishes it off. I can't really blame the goalkeeper, but we definitely could have defended better. The only change so far we've made is Witsel on into midfield, and that's it. But realistically, when you've got 3 changes to make, but yet you've got 8 substitutions to actually have happen, or you need to happen, it doesn't really work, does it? There's another change coming through. Hazard's on for back here. I don't really care, because it's pointless anyway, because we haven't done anything to really worthy going in front here. Last couple of minutes now, I don't think there's going to be an equaliser in the game for us, especially not like that, as that ball is cleared away by Mir. And now it falls for us to try and take it down, which we've done just that. And we turned, and we are still continuing here. The ball needs to be played. I've hit it anyway, and it wouldn't have counted because I believe Alcacer was offside. I'm just playing stupid. What am I doing? That has to work. Why did I not play it sooner? It's like I wanted to delay it, and I don't really know why. I got caught in 2 minds whether or not I wanted to shoot or play the pass. And we've fallen to a defeat here. Cologne 1, Dortmund 0. And that is 1 draw, 1 defeat from our opening 2 games. We have 1 more game before the transfer window shuts, and after we play this, we move into deadline day. But But I'm going to be honest, this was a thing in FIFA 19, team selection issues, but it was nowhere near as bad as this. You had maybe 1 or 2 players at most who shouldn't have been in the team. This time, it's like a whole team. So we're going to go into this game against Union Berlin and try to pick up our first win of today. Depending on what happens here, then hopefully in deadline day we'll have a loan offer where I can go. Because the issue is, I was going to wait to start the series, but in knowing how long it might take them to fix this, there's no point, because you could be waiting months before it's even fixed. So my hope is that if we do go out on loan, we might get a year to kind of do it, and then after that, hopefully when we come back, it'll sort of have sorted itself out. But then again, maybe not. Maybe we're stuck here, and we'll have to play the entire season through having a team selection like this, which could be a very, very long season at that. So yeah, I don't really know what's what at the moment, but I'm just going to try my hardest to put in a performance here to help us win this game. Then we can at least say we've won once today. Admittedly, we should have won game number 1. Didn't happen, so let's win game number 3. Here we go then, back here towards Alcacer. Alcacer's ball through towards us, got to finish it, and we've done it for our first Dortmund goal. 10 minutes into the game, Union Berlin 0, Borussia Dortmund 1, and it's us who's got the finish for the first goal of today. It's come as well after a nice move. Alcacer with the passing towards, I believe. Usually it's the other way around. We took the touch there, and I'm thinking, please don't miss this time. We didn't, and there is our first ever goal of our career, and what a time to get it as well. It wasn't clean at all. Keeper should have saved it. It was nowhere near in the corner, but I don't care. First goal in the Bundesliga, and it's our first goal of the series of the competitive games. And what a time to get it. 1-0 against Union Berlin. We need this win. Come on. Here he's back here, in towards the feet of Alcacer, and it's 2-0 Dortmund. This is much more like it. Half an hour gone here, and we are 2 to the good. Alcacer has now got his shooting boots on in the episode, and what a time to get it as well. That's doubled it, and surely now we should be going on to our first 3 points of the season. Really good turn, and the finish as well is quality. Maybe the keeper should have done better, and of course I don't really know if the team selection issues are affecting other teams as well, because it could be, who knows, it might not just be us who's having this issue. We might even see Bayern playing some of their lower rated players when we come against them at some stage, if we're still here and not out on loan. But this is much more like it. 2-0 up against Union Berlin, and surely now heading to our first 3 points. We've somehow come away with that, and here is Alcacer again. Should have scored. He's going to get another chance, and a third chance at it as well. And there's number 3. I mean, all of a sudden, it's looking simple for Borussia Dortmund. We even get the assist credit as well, even though he didn't finish it first time. It took him 2 attempts before he found the finish. No, 3 attempts even. I mean, it was an easy goal in the end. I find the pass through. Keeper saves this one. Then it's blocked, and then there's Alcacer again with the follow-up. 3-0 Dortmund. Should now be 3 points in the bag. Alcacer's ball out wide. Vanna's going to pick it up. I'm making him run through the middle. If he can find me, he can. We've taken a touch around the defender as well. Where is Alcacer for his hat-trick? Lifted it in towards the near post. He's got there as well. It's a good save. Honestly, wasn't the best cross in the world at all from me, though. And to even expect him to score that, I was asking a big, big job of him. He actually did get it on target, though, so that could have been the hat-trick inside the first half, but a good save from the goalkeeper stops him. Got to do better with my cross there, if I'm being honest with you. Are you joking? All right, well, we've just been injured in jumping up for a header. Please tell me that I don't have to go off, and please tell me it's not a long-term injury. Otherwise, I'm not going out on loan, because nobody will want me because I'm injured. I mean, could this get any worse at this point? Yeah, it can, because we've just conceded as well. I mean, what is going on? 3-1 Dortmund, but we are now injured, and I'm still sat on the floor. We should have defended better than that as well. Please, please say I'm not injured properly. Please tell me I can continue. So in that way, even if we do get a loan offer, I can actually go, because nobody's going to come in for us if we're injured. And thankfully, we are not injured. We're okay to continue, even though it's popped up on the left-hand side there saying we are. The icon has now gone off, which means we're okay to continue. And fingers crossed as well, we won't come out of this game with any injury or anything like that, so I can actually potentially go out on loan if a team makes an offer. Here is Alcacer. Now looking out wide towards back here. He's crossing towards the middle. He's going to be cut out. Now, we were leading 3-0. It's now 3-1, so we're going to have to make sure we don't throw this away. I might even ask for a change as well as substitution during this one, just to make sure that I am okay to continue. Vanna's ball to Alcacer. His ball inside towards me. I've got it under control. I'm on the turn on the right foot, though. I don't really want to be on the right foot. I need the left. I've got like a 1-star weak foot at the moment, by the way, and that is not good at all. I mean, I should have just taken it right-footed, but I have actually only got a 1-star weak foot. And our game now comes to an end as we have substituted for Julian Brandt. He's come on, and we are now off. I did ask for that substitution as a transfer confirmed. Marco Reus has left the club and gone to Manchester City from this Dortmund team. So Big miss that, but that means Brandt will get more game time, especially if we go out on loan. But that's a nice ball through to Alcacer! And there is his hat-trick, and Brandt makes it. That's how easy it can be if you get the right team selection. It's 4-1 Dortmund. It's going to be 3 points. And it's a really nice move as well. Brilliant finish from Alcacer. There's his hat-trick. And, of course, we'll see how the rest of this game plays out as we are now substituted. We got a goal. We made one. It's a good performance from us. Will we have any interest from this game? We're not going to pick up man of the match because that's surely going to go to Alcacer for his hat-trick here. But will there be any interest on deadline day? 15 minutes to play here as another Dortmund move beginning to progress. It's in towards the feet of Brandt. Brandt finds Alcacer. Back towards Brandt. Lovely play. Alcacer, why did he pass it? It's gone again. What's going on here then? As Alcacer has the shot. You know what? Today he could have had 5. He could have had 5 goals to his name, Alcacer, today. He hasn't got that, but yeah, great move again. Hazard and Witsel combined. Now it's with Brandt. We've got a minute to play. Ball down the line. Offside flag stays down. And here is Hazard again. These two combining. We are just basically counting down the clock here, though. Mori gives it back to Brandt. 3 minutes added time, and that's going to be the end of this one. Union Berlin got a goal back, but it was not enough. And it's looking like a first 3 points for Borussia Dortmund is now going to be completed. 4-1, a Alcacer hat-trick, and a goal for myself as well. I'm very happy with this performance, but to be fair, I still kind of want to go out on loan to make sure that the team selection goes okay. And having said that, even if I do go out on loan, I don't know if that's going to fix it. So Alcacer collects the match ball, and that is it for our final game ahead of deadline day. Here we go then, deadline day. At the end of this, we'll either be still at Dortmund or we will have received the loan offer. So I'm just going to go through the hours and see what happens. If no offer comes in, then it's looking like we are staying here at Borussia Dortmund, which is all right, provided that we do actually pick good players for the Champions League games. And obviously, at some stage, we need to actually play the best team as well in the Bundesliga, because although we won that last game 4-1, and it was pretty comfortable, to be fair, till the substitutions came on, there's going to be other games that'll be quite tough. The big thing for me, though, is going to see if Bayern do play sort of a similar team. If they play their strongest 11 and we have young players out there, makes no sense. So we'll see what's going to happen. But as we're counting down the hours here, 3 hours remain and there is no offer to take us out on loan. So it's looking like, my friends, we are going to be a Borussia Dortmund player then for this first season at least. And there we go. Deadline day is now closed and that is going to do us. So we remain at Borussia Dortmund and we'll see how it's going to get, or how we're going to go on from here. I think we also have the first Champions League game in this month. Yeah, we do. So, Barcelona coming up there after Leverkusen. We'll see if we're picked for any of those games moving forward. The one thing I don't want to happen now is us not get picked now that we are staying here, because that would just be the ultimate annoyance, really. But I've just seen Bayern have actually only picked up 6 points as well from their first 3 games. So, they have also dropped some points too. That, my friends, is where we will leave today's episode. As you can see, our next game is against Bayer Leverkusen, and we are picked for it, as is the same team that's been playing today. So again, the team selection is still the same. Hopefully against Barcelona, our next game after that, even if we are picked, although I'm not sure we will be, the team selection will be our strongest, because in the Champions League, you seriously can't get away with it. We probably won't get away with it either against Bayer Leverkusen, but we'll have to wait and find out for that. For the table, we currently sit 9th at the moment. We've played 1 less game than Wolfsburg and Dusseldorf, who are above us. Mainz are top at the moment as well. Bayern winning 2, losing 1 of their opening 3 games. You can kind of see what's going on as we have already started off the season, and it's gone 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat. So, yeah, don't really know how I feel about that. In terms of our personal growth as well, our attributes, we've gone up by, what, 3 overalls so far? We have 4-star skill moves, 1-star weak foot. You can kind of see what stats are growing as they do. I'm going to try and show you the screen as much as I possibly can so that you guys can see what's going on. But with Royce leaving the club for Manchester City, it means we might get some more game time, even if we are keeping Julian Brandt out of the side. But I do want the fix to happen, because it's getting a little bit frustrating, is a word I'll use, to see this team playing constantly when you've got good players that aren't picked. So hopefully they find a fix for it very quickly and actually implement it. Otherwise, it might be a very long time before we get that. Nevertheless, a massive thank you for watching this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it anyways. If you are new around here, like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you all again for the next episode very, very soon. Until then, have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll see you all again soon. Adios.